Hey guys, Arleesha here and welcome to another video. I have a sketchbook tour for you today. It's been a little while since we've done one of these. And I have two sketchbooks to share with you. Kind of been working on them side by side simultaneously because they have two different types of paper in them. The first one I want to show you has cold pressed watercolor paper in it by Paul Rubens. And they're both handmade sketchbooks. And the second one is just mixed media paper. That's the Canton XL mixed media paper, which I really like for sketching in. So one is more for painting type stuff and the other is for pencil sketches because the paper is smoother and I feel like I can just scratch away at it without wasting watercolor paper. So we're going to start with this guy here. I'll leave links to all of the stickers for both sketchbooks, as many as I can, in the description, and some of the stationery stuff is from my stationery selection subscription box that I was subscribed to for a while. So this one I started on May 5th of 2019. And ironically enough, this first page actually belongs in the other sketchbook. It's just paper I had taken out of there, and I meant to glue it in when I glued all the other pages and I forgot about it. So just some portrait practice, and this is a quote from Jane Eyre, which is my favorite book. Lots of swatches, and this is some color mixing. Feels like so long ago that I did this. You guys might remember this little thumbnail practice that I did for an acrylic video in the past. And these were actually used for Patreon sticker sheet for 1 month, these little watercolor sketches, as well as this one. And maybe I even think I took some of these dots. So over here, these are the colors that were in the palette, and then these were just some colors that I mixed with them. I really like seeing all of these different sized swatches. Sketching out some ideas. This one was going to be a painting, and I was working on it for a really long time, and then just kind of lost steam. And then it got dirty, and I ended up throwing it away. But the painting was going to have these in it. Do you remember that when I did that live stream? That was a while ago. Yeah, this is from then, so it's been a while. More sketches in practice. This one actually turned into a sticker that's in my shop. These are some friends at a D&D night. I was just sketching people. This was done with acrylic gouache. I technically never finished it, but I kind of like it the way it is. And more sketches and swatches. This is a little test. I did this with my handmade watercolors, actually. Here I was testing out the Peerless watercolors, the watercolor sheets. There's a video for those as well, not featuring this painting, but featuring a different one. So these were both then, and this of course was during May, because I was thinking of Mermaid. I believe, what was I swatching here? Maybe, I think this is a swatch of a set of Holbein watercolors, maybe? I think. And here I was trying to pick out some White Nights colors, I think, to travel with. I believe that's what I was doing here. Getting ready for a trip that we were taking, maybe? I don't remember. Oh yeah, here's the swatches for the Peerless watercolors. Some ideas I was running through for what I wanted to paint. I ended up going with something really similar to this, and that was fun. More sketches and practices and things. This is actually a little bit, it looks kind of like a boring spread, but this page is a little special to me because this is when another artist, my friend Nadia, came to visit me, and that was really special, getting to meet another artist and hang out with her. And it's some practices for a draw this in your style that I believe I finished. I ultimately went with this thumbnail, and I'm pretty happy with how the final piece turned out. More color swatches and ideas. I was kind of trying to practice mixing different types of colors with different levels of saturation. And then I kind of was really wanting to paint like a bunch of fish all together, you know, like sardines in a can, or just fish all stacked up. And this is kind of some ideas I was running through for something like that. Swatches, tiny little hand sketches. I really like some of these really light desaturated colors. Some little eyes, swatches, and just some notes I was taking for some reading. Oh boy, here's a messy one that nobody has seen really. This is actually oil paints. I had gessoed these 2 pages and I wanted to do some oil painting in my sketchbook, and it was just messy for lots of reasons. It's my own fault, but anyway, it was very messy, and then I had to let the sketchbook sit out for like a week so that it would dry, maybe longer, I don't remember, so I didn't get to use it for a ton of time then. And then you guys saw this in the studio vlog where I painted this as a background for a video, for a watercolor for beginners video. This was in here. These are swatches for a set of watercolors that I'm actually hopefully going to be reviewing soon, and some mixes that I made with those colors. That's actually the video that was supposed to go up today, but I didn't finish the painting, and I'm working on some other stuff right now, which I may have already, I don't know, I'm working on some other, and here we are at the end. And this is like the official swatches for that set. I think I turned my sketchbook upside down to have the swatches be on this side and the paints on this side when I was working on this. So these are, you'll see these swatched in a video soon. Yeah, we'll talk about what's happening here soon. So that's that one. And this one is next. Again, I will leave links to all these stickers, the people who made them, in the description. So you guys are going to recognize a lot of this beginning stuff because some of it was done for videos or I've shown it in other videos, but this is the sketchbook where that stuff exists. Lots of pencil sketches here. I was just trying to brainstorm some ideas and think about what I wanted to paint. Just trying to get some ideas. This is when I started playing Fire Emblem Fates, which I still haven't finished. Super behind on that. This was actually a thumbnail for something that turned into a painting. I really like this painting, actually. That was fun. It was fun to kind of get back into things. I was feeling out of it for a while before I did that one. Some thumbnails for things I might like to paint. And then we talked about this a bit for something or other sometime. That's helpful. That's descriptive. This was originally an idea I had for the Draw This in Your Style I did over on Instagram, but it ended up turning into something quite different from this. There are some things here I still want to incorporate into a piece eventually. And here I was testing out some trios of color in watercolors that I tend to like, and seeing how those color wheels are different, seeing what kind of colors they mix and how they vary from one another. These we did in a video also, a live stream, I believe, because I did this little thumbnail and then we painted the final piece, I believe. Yeah. I really like these 2 thumbnails. I don't usually do thumbnails that are this detailed, but I did on this day. And maybe someday I'll actually paint these or something like them. I don't know, but I really like them. And this is one of my original characters for a story that I would love to turn into a comic eventually. Actually, just as a little bit of a side note, I'm actually working on a small comic featuring this character right now as my personal Inktober project. So I'm not participating in Inktober publicly and officially or doing anything super special for it this year, but I am experimenting with a small comic project featuring this character, so that's exciting. More swatches. These are for my Daniel Smith watercolors. That's what it is. Yeah, these were swatches for all of the Daniel Smith watercolors that I have currently. This thumbnail turned into a finished piece, which was Goodnight Moon. There's a video for that. I love this piece. That one was really, really, really fun to paint. Here are some little weird gouache things I was doing. I had watched a video by another artist, Mary Sanch, who was talking about painting clouds, and she made it look super, super easy, and then I tried it, and it wasn't super, super easy, but I also think that because I'm using mixed media paper and not watercolor paper, the paint was reacting differently, and there are a lot of things that are clearly not right about this. But anyway, more gouache stuff. I was building a limited palette. This was definitely to travel, I believe. just working out some colors I wanted to take with me when we went on a trip at the end of August, I believe. More swatches, more practicey things and sketches. Struggle warm up. I wrote that down. I was trying to warm up and was having trouble warming up. This messy little sketch did turn into a painting, which was Speckled, I believe was the name of that painting. There's a video for that too. There's not going to be enough room in the iCard for all the videos I want to link to. That always happens with sketchbook tours. Here's more thing. Thumbnail, practicing, and here's the final painting. This was done with gouache with my Mia gouache set. And it's interesting, when I touch this, I can feel like the layer of paint, like where the tape edge is. So there was that. I was gonna do, a friend of mine, she had done a Draw This in Your Style event on Instagram, and I was gonna participate. But I did this little thumbnail thing and then I didn't do the thing. This is actually some practice sketches for a little art thing I was doing with my best friend. She and I wanted to draw Harry Potter characters and send them to each other, so this is a little sketch I did, just a little portrait of Lupin, so there's that. Oh, this was fun. Here I was actually just drawing with like a pen. So it's kind of like a gel-ish pen. I don't remember which pen it was. I really liked this pen. It was really fun for doing sketches. I actually really like this little face over here. And these were just some contour things from life. I was looking at something and then just drawing the outlying shapes. So some of the proportions get skewed and stuff, but that was fun. This little sketch is my son. Look at this cute boy. That's my boy. And here are some, actually these are drawn from life. I was at a coffee shop and sketched some people, sketched the tea that I was having on a tray, and I was sitting at this long bench near the window and the town was out there, and yeah, anyway, so I wanted to sketch them. It was fun. I've like never really done things like this before, but it was very fun and relaxing and I enjoyed that a lot. Sometimes my pages get really empty and I talk about this like every time, but I like for pages to be more of a snapshot of where I was at the time instead of trying to fill everything. So sometimes the face just didn't work out and that was as far as I got with it and I left it that way. This was done with brush pen. More sketches. These are both David Tennant, who a lot of people these days know from Good Omens, the show. But I actually have loved David Tennant for a long time because of Casanova and Doctor Who, and he's just such a fantastic actor. So I did a couple of brush pen sketches of him and realized that I love brush pens. So yeah, so I'm actually using brush pens and brushes and ink for my Inktober projects this year. This was this little sketch I did for an idea of something a little special. So, yep, okay, boy, here we go. This is a sketch for a piece that I painted using my friend who I mentioned earlier, Nadia, as reference. There is a little time-lapse video on Instagram if you want to see the process for that. I've been posting lots of little portrait time-lapses on Instagram lately. This is going to be a featured sticker for my patrons for the month of October. So it's after the end of September now, so you can't sign up for this one anymore. But if you signed up and you're my patron currently at the sticker tier and you got charged on October 1st, you'll get this sticker when I do that. So there's that. Here were some little comic ideas. This is when I started to get really inspired about doing a comic with brush pen. So I did some tiny little sketches of some of my characters, a pair of them, and just was playing around with the idea of making them very large in a page and then having something subtle in the background. And I really like these ideas, and I like what the brush pen does for looseness and just letting it be what it is. More sketches. Here's some failed attempts at trying to draw more of my artist friends. Well, there's a couple failed attempts and a couple that I like. So if you're watching this, the people who have sent me pictures, other artists, you may recognize yourself here in this failed attempts. I'm so sorry to the person who I had failed to draw here. She'll know it's her if she sees it. And also this one was a failed attempt and she will probably also know that that's her. Anyway, these ones were a little bit more successful. Boop, boop, two of my artist friends who I appreciate. It's really interesting. Drawing my art friends has kind of started to feel like when you're writing in a yearbook and you're trying to think of something sentimental and a little bit nostalgic to say and try to create this concentrated version of how you feel about a friend and just put it down in one space. But I was trying to do that in a drawing instead of in a yearbook. So it was actually a really fun experience. It's been really nice trying to draw my friends. And this is the last one. Oh, again, this is another friend. This is actually Rainey, who has a YouTube channel. She's incredible. And I really, really like her and her videos. I turned her into an elf because I couldn't help it. And then I colored it with colored pencils and just immediately regretted it. I preferred just the pencil sketch by itself so much more. And I have some regrets about coloring this, but anyway, it's alright. These are swatches, and this is actually the end of the sketchbook. These are swatches for a set of Van Gogh watercolors, which a lot of you guys had recommended when I did my top watercolors for beginners. I didn't mention Van Gogh at the time because I'd never tried them. So I got a small set to try, and I'm going to be playing with them and testing them out. So far, this is pretty much all I've done with them, but I like this, and I like what I'm seeing here. I'm also testing out some different brushes, which I'll maybe talk about. So yeah, that's it. That's the end of this sketchbook. But this is really special. This is a cat, obviously. But it's a special cat because my daughter drew it for me. She asked me if I wanted a cat or if I wanted a dog. And I said, oh, you can do whatever you want. If you want to draw a cat, you can draw a cat, or you can do a dog. And she's like, but the cat's gonna have a wiggly tail. So she really wanted to draw the cat. So she did. She drew me a little cat, and then she asked if I would make it into a sticker. So I cut it out, made it into a sticker, I stuck it on the back of the sketchbook, and it makes me really happy every time I see it. And that's it for today. Super simple, super quick, because I'm working on finishing up my gouache portrait Skillshare class. I would love to say that it's done and published and ready for you to check out by the time this video goes up. I don't know, I'm having some upload issues, but it's just about done, and if it is done, you guys can check it out. There's a link in the description. As soon as it's done, there will be a link in the description. Maybe I'll even finish off this video with the intro for that class in case you guys are interested in checking it out, because I'm super excited about it. I had a lot of fun making the class. And I'm so excited to finally have it out there. So anyway, that'll be there if you guys want to check it out. Hi, my name is Arleesha Yetzer, and I'm an artist and YouTube content creator. While I love to explore several different mediums in my art and on my channel, gouache has always been one of my favorites, and there's no denying that I love to paint portraits. So today, I'm really excited to walk you through my gouache portrait masterclass. This is going to be an extensive class to help you get to know your gouache from color to building structure and value. We're going to walk through several preliminary exercises before we jump into not one, but two finished gouache portraits. During our preliminary exercises, we're going to be focusing on two key components: color and value. For color, we're going to be experimenting with several different combinations of primary colors and seeing step by step how shifting those colors slightly can help us to create widely different color palettes. Then we're going to take some time to focus on value. We'll make a simple value scale and then move into a full value study. I'm separating color from value here because these are both two completely essential skills, so we're going to tackle them one at a time and step by step. Feel free to complete as many or as few of these preliminary exercises as you'd like. If you already know what colors you want to use and you feel like you have a pretty good handle on value, you can skip right to our portraits. But as always, if you want to walk through things step by step alongside me, I would be more than happy to have you along for the ride. We're going to be covering a lot of fundamentals and building up a lot of skills that are just going to make our portrait be so much easier. And keep an eye out for this icon during our preliminary exercises for a bunch of extra helpful tips and tricks. Once we've got those fundamental exercises done, we're feeling confident and we're ready to jump into our portraits, I'm going to be doing something brand new for the first time with this class. And you can find downloadable versions to both of the sketches we're going to be using for our final portraits in the resources section of this class. So you can grab those, download them, transfer them with a lightbox, hold it up to a window and use that as a lightbox, copy the sketch, however you want to take those sketches and use them to create your final portraits. They're there for you. So we can walk through each part step by step together from the same foundation. If you'd like to know what gouache is, as well as how to get started with some more casual sketchbook exercises, you can check out my previous gouache class. Okay, there's a lot to do and I am so excited to jump into this class with you, so let's get painting. Thank you for joining me for this super laid-back, very not fancy sketchbook tour. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Bye, guys. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.